This is Kelly Hill, technology reporter from RCR Wireless News. I'm here today at LTE North America with Kevin Linehan of CommScope. And Kevin, can you talk about some of the key takeaways from your presentation this morning?
Sure. I spoke about some of the mega trends that have been going on with base station antennas for years, and they continue. More antenna arrays in the same radome. So we're seeing right now 6-port antennas being deployed, and also moving to 8 and 10 and even 12-port antennas. Those ports are getting broader in bandwidth. So for example, a high band port now will actually cover typically from 1710 megahertz to 2690 megahertz, which is almost like gigahertz of bandwidth. That's just huge. And then the arrays, we're still seeing a big demand for remote electrical tilting on all those arrays in the radome.
Great. Now, one of the things that you also talked about is the BASTA standards that come from the Next Generation Mobile Network Alliance, and CommScope has been working on those, I gather. So the BASTA stands for Base Station Antenna Standards, yes.
Yeah.
And so let's tell us a little bit about those, why they're important, and why you hope that the industry will pick those up, and how they should be asking for those.
Sure. So with LTE, we're seeing that the networks are more and more sensitive to interference. So the performance of the antenna is more critical than ever before. So it's really important for an operator to compare antennas and choose the best product. And the problem has been that basically there have been no base station antenna standards. So it's been an apple and oranges comparison, and a number of operators and vendors recognized this a few years ago, and with the NGMN, Next Generation Mobile Networks, developed a base station antenna standards recommendation that, and there's a white paper out there with a complete set of standards on what the various specification definitions are, how to measure the antenna, how to calculate the specifications, on and on and on, a complete guidebook on how to specify antennas.
And so it was interesting because it was, when you talked about this in the presentation, it was, this is a standard way to measure gain. This is a standard way to, present the specifications for your antenna so that operators can make these choices, during the RFP process. And so that's where you're hoping that operators will ask for vendors to, report specifications according to this standard?
Yeah, absolutely. That's the key to getting the standard adopted into the industry. It's there. A number of vendors are supporting it now. And to get the whole community behind it, we really need the operators, when they put an RFQ out to the street, to ask that all their antennas are specified to the BASTA standards. And that's really what it's going to take to get this thing really embedded in the industry.
Kevin, thanks so much for your time.
Thank you, Kelly.